Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. This one's going to be an interesting project today. So it's not a repair project, but it is an inside look. And it's an inside look on the Shimano TwinPower SW14000XG. That's a whole pile of mouthfuls of things there. And beautiful reel. Robert asked me to take a look, make sure it's new. Well, I can appreciate that, so we will. And I got a little bit of started just because, well, you never know what's going to happen here, do you? So I did unpack the reel, and everything inside of it says new. You've got your handles in the packaging. There's no indication whatsoever of any kind of water or tarnish or anything on there. And I'm going to guess that maybe he got a great deal on this reel. And this reel retails for around $600, so it's not a cheap reel. And maybe his question is about maybe somebody was selling him something that, well, maybe it wasn't exactly as advertised. I don't know. I'll ask him that when I see him again. All right, so a couple of the specs on this one. It's got an interesting gearing design on it. It's a large capacity reel. It's got the typical Shimano worm drive oscillation system. It's got halcyon gears. It's well protected, and I have never taken one of these apart, so there's always a first time, I guess, right? So we removed the spool just to get ahead of ourselves a little bit. You have to take the rotor off to get the side plate out. So they have 3 shim washers up top here. I'm going to take these off and put those into my parts tray. I don't want to lose any of these pieces. Now this has just been replaced, so I'm thinking if he got a good deal, maybe what happened was, well, they had a closeout sale on these, but again, we'll find out. There's a newer edition of these now. So here's one thing that's guaranteed to drive you nuts. There's 1, 2, 3 screws on the side plate, and each one of them has a different screwdriver. So how does that deal with manufacturing efficiency? Wow, I don't know. You have to remove the bump guard. There's a screw under here, one up top and one here. So that drive is only good for the bump guard. This drive is good for the 2 that are under the bump guard. And I have one of these multi-bit sets. I don't use it much, but I recommend if you do find yourself working on reels like these, you might want to go out and get one. It's not that expensive a set to go get, and especially when you're working on Shimanos. For some reason, they just want to use the tools that are better for them, not necessarily better for the folks that are repairing the reels. But again, I can't imagine that you have to change 3 different bits to get the side plate off. But that's that. So while I'm doing this, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy the art of reel repair, if you want to see how to come together, every now and then product review. We'll call this one a product review. There's nothing wrong with this reel. And if you like that, then do subscribe. Hit the notification button, because that'll tell you when I'm posting, and you'll see what I'm posting. And then you can base your decision on what I've done as to whether you want to go see that one. There's all kinds of reels that I work on, and this is just an example. But I work on spinning reel, freshwater reels, bait casters, all formats, and whichever one works for you, that's the best. Well, I would encourage you to do that. All right, I'm leaving these right on my table. I am taking a video. This is new to me. I also went out to the internet and I did get the schematic for the reel, so that gave me a little bit of an idea ahead of time about what this reel was. And I thought it would be good just to share with you what the inside looks like. And I'm kind of thinking it's going to look like the Stella. And this one's interesting. This one's got pretty big max drag on it. If I remember, it's like 50 pounds of max drag. It's got a huge drag washer system under the spool here. That's where most of this is going. It's called X-Tough Drags. And you know what? These These are starting to accumulate here, so I'm going to put these in my tray now before we go too far down the road here. All right, there's a cover here next. I want to be careful. You don't want to go scarring any of the paint or surfaces like that. There's my first problem. I got to go find a big old wrench here to get that off. So we'll be back. Okay, well that was fun. I had to go to my automotive socket set that I don't typically use on fishing reels, find one that would work because I didn't have the extension to clear the axle shaft. I had to grab that with a vice grip and then over the top and pull it off. This one comes off in a clockwise or reverse threaded manner. You have a little water shield on top and you have your spool. Nut. That's massive. Now we should be able to remove the rotor. Now under the rotor here we have a guard, and then we have our setup for the anti-reverse bearing, and then we have two screws that are holding the side plate on, and I don't think I need to remove the one to get to the other. Now let's go find out. Okay, there's a rubber ring. That's a vibration ring that Shimano puts on their reels. Some of those on the earlier reels are serrated or bumped. And now I believe I can get to these two if I can find the right bit and if the bit has enough reach. They are not making this easy, that's for sure. Okay. Back again. So same bit as the other one, but it's just buried, so I need reach. So I went with my alternate screwdriver setup here. And I am just hopeful when I take these two screws out that I'm going to be able to remove the side plate and actually show you what's going on in the reel, because that's kind of what this whole thing was about, wasn't it? So we have the two. I think we got them off now. Let's see if we can remove the side plate and give you that inside look. We can. All right. Drum roll, please. I don't think this is coming out straight. Just see if there's anything holding that on. There shouldn't be. All right, well, we're going to tell you what this is made up of then. You've got a big Halcyon gear. You can see that. Underneath that, there's a worm gear. Right here, there's a worm gear. See if we can bring this in a little bit closer. That's going to drive the axle shaft up and down. On the top of the worm gear, you have the drive, and the drive is going to go into the pinion gear, which is also being driven by the main gear. So there's no direct interaction between the main gear and the oscillation gear. Both of those interact with the pinion gear. So main gear turns the pinion gear, right here, turns the worm drive. So let's see if we can do this. And you can see how that's working now. So there you go. All right, well, I'll be happy to report to Robert that this reel does not appear to be used in any way. And go ahead and take that fishing. So there you go. I'm going to spend a little bit more time putting this back together again. I don't think this can come out. Oh, it can. All right, there you go. So we'll just show you a little bit more then. Pinion gear, worm gear, pinion gear, worm gear drive. And again, we'll do it backwards here. You'll see that this is going to slide up and down, and that's going to move your shaft up and down. So beautiful gearing, beautiful reel, unused. So that answers that question. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. I got a little bit of time to go put this back together again and get this back to Robert to go fishing. So this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle with an inside look at the Shimano 14,000 XG TwinPower reel that has been very popular, and again selling in around $650. And you've just seen how to take it apart. And if you were to service this now, this has got all factory greases in it, which is fine. You would want to clean up some of those greases, put new grease in, and just keep it fresh, clean, and ready to go fishing. Hope you've enjoyed that. To all of our first responders, thank you for everything it is that you do. To everybody, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching, and have a great day.